What's going on, everybody? What is going on? It is Monday, February 24th, 2025, and we are back with another live here on the Torian Rain Reloaded channel. If you haven't done so already, please be sure to go ahead and hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button if you are new. And if you are new to the channel, I'm glad that you are here. Hit the bell twice to be notified whenever I upload a new video or go live. Also, if you haven't done so already, join the Discord, because if the notification doesn't go out to you on here, it will definitely go out to you over there on Discord. So y'all see the title. We're gonna have fun. I'm gonna sound like KG right quick. We're gonna have fun tonight. This is gonna be it's a funny situation, because to see them go crazy over this yet again is absolutely insane. And all of the stuff we're gonna be covering today is all gonna be on Twitter, and it's all off of one Twitter account. Like, it's just absolutely hilarious, the foolishness that I saw. And I said, let me just go ahead and turn this into a live. But before we get into all of that, let me send my condolences out to the family, friends, and associates of Roberta Flack. If y'all were unaware, the legendary, iconic singer Roberta Flack did pass away, I believe, today at the age of 88. She had, multiple medical complications, and she lost her battle to them. So definitely condolences to her and to her loved ones. So now let me acknowledge those who are here so far in the chat. We have Hackson KT, we got Hurricane Nisi, Firebat, Isaac, Don P, Raging Woody, Black Spider, Savion, Wallow J, Simo 27, AW1, Mike Mellis, John, DSM Sinister, Volvo to Love, Amiro, Kid Gravity, and shout out to KG. Them numbers is running up on, first off, on that Joy Reid video that you posted yesterday. I looked at the comments, and she has a lot of fans. I'll put it like that. She has a lot of fans. But shout out to you. Them numbers are definitely going up. We got Yanni. We have Shakur, Stolen Ancestors, the UP channel. Jonathan is here. Aquarius is here as well. So let's go ahead and just get into it, because this is going to be absolutely hilarious. Because they're the only ones that seem to be so upset about Aunt Jemima. And just this post alone is absolutely insane. It's insanely funny. So this person by the name of John Rich posted this up on February 16th, which was last week. And John said, "It is time to uncancel Aunt Jemima!" Exclamation point. White wacko wokesters, he thought he did something there because he used 3 W's, canceled her a few years ago, said her picture was racist. She's a, quote, in all caps, real American success story. I want her back now. And then they put a black check emoji. Why didn't you use a lighter color? Well, maybe it's because my screen is how my settings is set to dark, so whatever. It's like KG always says, the white vote is going to doom us all. Well, KG, I know you're in the chat. I got to remix it a little bit. The white vote has doomed us all. It's not going to. It has, especially with this recent election cycle. But they said she's a real American success story. And we keep saying that. And the thing is, I talked about this when I was talking about Little Tiny Terry, when he said he wanted to buy the rights to the Aunt Jemima brand, which we know his little self can't afford. He can barely afford to keep up that farce of a pancake brand that he got. He out there trying to make bids with PepsiCo to buy Aunt Jemima. If you don't sit down somewhere. But the fact of the matter is they keep referring to her, to this brand, as if Aunt Jemima's a real person. Aunt Jemima's just a mascot. It was based off of a woman named Nancy Green. Many of them don't even know who the heck Nancy Green is. Now, I did skim through some of the comments, and some of them did use the wherewithal to actually Google who this was based off of. But the Aunt Jemima brand, or the mascot of it, has passed through, as far as I know, many faces. They just all happen to be black women. But it just started with Nancy Green. And that's why I keep telling y'all, they are some of the ones that's also excited about, if y'all know, when Donald Trump said something about that garden of heroes, whatever them things is supposed to be, that he talked about at that Black History Month program that he had, talking about having some statues in this garden that was going to have Martin Luther King, Kobe Bryant, Harriet Tubman, Muhammad Ali, Jackie Robinson, and I think it's somebody else. The name escapes me. And it was like, y'all are so excited about that because that means absolutely nothing. But these were the same people that got upset when they put up a statue of George Floyd. Mind you, we didn't ask for that statue. They put it up and thought that we was okay with that. To this day, we don't care about that statue. It is what it is. We didn't fund it. We didn't ask for it. Just like we're not asking for those statues that's going to be put in this garden. But they're the only ones that seem to be upset behind this. But we're going to go through some of these comments, y'all. Because if you thought what John Rich posted in this caption was funny, these responses are just as ridiculous as what he kicked this thing off with. So we have this one person here named Marco Wallace who said, when I was a very little boy, I had breakfast with her in the morning. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. Some of these people have to be trolling, like this person right here. He started off saying, when I was a very little boy, I had breakfast with her in the morning. So she was sitting at your table? You had conversations with her? Were you talking to the syrup bottle? And even dinner with Uncle Ben. I considered them my friends and my family, even though I am white. Okay, this person clearly is trolling. This person named Scotty Quest said, I do too, John. She is a piece of our history, a story of success in a time when Black folks had it hard. Aunt Jemima is a national treasure. And shout out to Wallow J for being a member for 11 months. He said, over some syrup, really, these fools are dumb. No, they're not dumb. They are exactly who we thought they were. Some imbeciles. But I appreciate being a member for 11 months. Another person said, when I was young, Aunt Jemima was still alive. What? Is it I got to taste her cooking at the family's restaurant. The stuff Pearl put in the box is paled and now you see why I said I wanted to go over this, because I want y'all to see how ridiculous they sound under these comments. Whether they're trolling or serious, this is their mindset right here over a syrup brand. Someone else said, yes, I miss having breakfast with Auntie. Another person said, we may have to just lift up at Real Cousin T. So they're talking about little tiny Terry. In its place, the left hates the success story of Aunt Jemima. Y'all, this stuff is hilarious. Like, all you can do is just laugh at it. I'm gonna probably go over this for like a good 30 minutes, and then I'll drop the link. Another person said she was proud of her products. Someone else said, I would make my mom buy this brand in the glass bottle that looks like her. I wanted her with me at breakfast as a child. What is wrong with these people? Someone else said, she was my aunt. I miss her. Another person said, not tomorrow or the next day. Now I love it. Another person said, agree. Then another person plugged Terrence K. Williams pancakes like that's going to do anything. And then they also talked about putting the Native American woman back on the Land O'Lakes butter and putting Uncle Ben back on the box of rice. Shout out to John Guillory for being a member for 21 months. He says, I can't see the emoji on the screen, but it says Tutorian in the chat. I appreciate you. Someone else says, I've literally been saying this for months. It just isn't right not to see her on my syrup bottle. Someone else says they couldn't stand a picture of a famous, successful Black woman on their tables. Then it's another plug for Terrence K. Williams. Someone else says, I agree. While they are at it, what they said, this is how they wrote it, have over the Black Lives Matter sign painted on Main Street in Park City, Utah, bring back the Washington Redskins, return the name Squaw Valley to that great Olympic ski resort, replace the statues of our great leaders, and I'm assuming they're talking about those Confederates, and so on and so forth. And another person says, how can we help Terrence K. Williams bring her back alongside his own successful? You can't, because he can't afford it, and neither can you. Someone else says she wouldn't have become a millionaire just for being a spokeswoman. I thought the post was going to say it was her original recipe. Let's see what else they're talking about. So seeing her picture made me choose her. Did they remove Uncle Ben as well? I want y'all to understand, like, the fact that they said this even in Black History Month about them fawning all over this person. And if y'all think the comments that I'm reading right here are crazy, wait till I go over the quoted post. Those are just as ridiculous. Oh, snap. Shout out to John for the 50. He says, have to come by and support Tori and keep up the good work, bro. B1. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Someone said, I made pancakes yesterday and looking at box, bring her back. Someone says, I want the old Mrs. Butterworth maple syrup bottle back. Shout out to Mike Mellis John for the 2. He said, always want us to be their tokenized mascots. Exactly. Someone else says, I'm with you, John. Aunt Jemima is as American as it gets. I was so upset when the cancel crowd did away with the brand. That's why I titled it on the thumbnail the way that I did. This is literally a priority for them. The world is going to hell in a handbasket, and this is what they're arguing about on Twitter. Someone said, I saw that I was looking for the regular syrup bottle. You want to know what's so crazy? I don't think they changed the ingredients, to my knowledge, of the syrup itself. They just changed the name. If they knew why they did that, well, see, that's the thing. They know why they did it, but they don't care. So let me go ahead and just not go any further than that. Someone said, I've loved Aunt Jemima since my childhood, and this, that, and the third, so on and so forth. Let me go to the quoted post because I think that's even more interesting. This Tanya person said, hashtag me too. Bring Aunt Jemima back. If you haven't heard her phenomenal story, please look it up. And they're speaking again as if Aunt Jemima was a real person. Someone put the 100 emoji. They said to see her only as, quote, black is exactly how racists see it. No, that's exactly how y'all see her. Look at, now this one right here was funny. Free Aunt Jemima. This person wrote free Aunt Jemima as if this person, one, is real, and two, as if they're locked up. One, they're not real, and two, well, do I have to explain two? Someone said, yes, Pepsi, bring back Aunt Jemima. She served enough time. And you're in Canada. She served enough time? She served enough time, y'all. Y'all are seeing these posts as I'm reading this. Blueberry waffles just aren't the same without Aunt Jemima. Finally, someone who has some sense. You want a racial caricature that's rooted in slavery and rooted in the history of black women being forced to take care of white slave owners' children to come back in advertisements and get, quote, uncanceled, as you say? Yeah, F you. Another person says, you dumb as hell. Hey, another person with a functioning brain. Someone says, we need Aunt Jemima. Someone said, Aunt Jemima is not and never was a real person. She never physically existed in any reality. She was created based off of a white person's impersonation of a black woman. Explain to me how that's not racism. Someone said, agree. She's our auntie. Someone said, can she make it with real maple syrup and not chemicals? Why are you speaking as if she's a real person? And even if she was, she wouldn't even be alive to make that product. Someone else said, bring back Aunt Jemima. Someone said, let's uncancel the Cleveland Indians as well. Let's restore sanity wherever possible. Another person said, agree. I agree. Another person said, bring back Aunt Jemima. This is remember waking up to a stack of pancakes with that iconic syrup bottle on the table. The Aunt Jemima was more than a brand. It was a part of our childhood, a symbol of tradition and a staple in American kitchens for over 130 years. They took her away. We're calling on PepsiCo/Quaker to bring back the name and legacy that millions grew up with. If you believe heritage matters, history shouldn't be erased, and Aunt Jemima deserves a comeback. Help us make it happen. And then this person trying to start a whole campaign. Someone else says, maybe we circle back to this after the quote deadly recall is over. Someone said, and restore the old logo to Land O'Lakes. And that person said, bring her back. Agree. Someone says, agree, bring her back, bring it back. Make Aunt Jemima popular again. Another, bring it back. Bring all the canceled people back. Bring back Aunt Jemima. We love her with 3 hearts. Someone else said, I saved the last bottle. This person said, the number of people who think Aunt Jemima was a real person never ceases to amaze me. She was an advertising character created by white men to sell flour, and she was portrayed by at least a dozen models over the years. Someone else said she should be celebrated, not canceled. Another person said, thank you, John. We need to reclaim Aunt Jemima picture back on her syrup bottle. Yeah, we want Aunt Jemima back. Don't forget Land O'Lakes. I miss the Indian chief. Agreed. She was a success story. Someone said, don't forget to change back Uncle Ben's rice. It got the same, here it is, y'all, woke treatment and has been just Ben's. Stupid. Someone said, amen. Removing her picture was the most idiotic action. Someone says, I won't buy any with her gone. Someone says, I actually chose a different syrup yesterday looking at Pearl Milling Company label. I just can't do it out of respect for that woman. Y'all, this is the people that lie and say they have the highest IQ. I just want to make y'all aware. Someone said, bring her back. Someone says, is white wacko wokesters the new code word for, and I'm not going to say it, but yeah. They said this and everything else cancel culture stole from us. Books, statues, artwork, names, everything. Someone says, bring Aunt Jemima back. Someone says, bring back my girl Aunt Jemima. Don't fix what's not broke. Hashtag woke. Hashtag cancel culture. Aunt Jemima was real. She, of course, someone looked like her. Made Wait a minute. Did you just say that Aunt Jemima was real and that someone looked like her? Y'all, this person actually thought Aunt Jemima was real and that the person that they modeled it after, who was Nancy Green, was playing her as dress up or in a costume. See, they buy all these blue checks and they don't got a lick of sense. I agree. Hashtag free Aunt Jemima, and then they put at Coca-Cola. Now, this just shows you how dumb you are, because Coca-Cola doesn't own that brand. It's Pepsi. Someone said, yes, put Aunt Jemima back on the bottle. Bring her back. Bring back the original recipe, too, and the glass bottles. And it says, she earned her spot on the label. Without her there, it wouldn't be a label. Bring her back now. I agree. I want the Land O'Lakes Native American lady back as well. I have not brought their butter since. Oh, and Uncle Ben. I always thought he looked kind and distinguished. Do you think they should be bought back? Someone says, how was a slave who was used for profit an American success story? Being a slave is the peak of America, and that's not even the model's name. Stop being so stupid. I cannot deal with people like you. Someone says, I'm with you. History is history, and Aunt Jemima was great. Bring her back. Hope we get Aunt Jemima back. She was loved and lived the American dream. Again, they still think she's a real person. Bring back our favorite aunt. Let's start a movement. You know, well, it seems to me that anybody that looks at Aunt Jemima as a form of racism has a perspective that is only capable of viewing something through the lens of race. Their decisions are based on race. In other words, the definition of a racist. Yes, and Aunt Jemima was the real deal, and the white whack-a-mole, like you stated, decided to cancel her. What does that say about how utterly wrong this movement is? And I mean was. You're absolutely right. We all want her back now. I want her back. I will never buy this brand again until the label goes back to the pre-woke period. Bring back Aunt Jemima. Bring her back and Uncle Ben too. And they put T-O instead of T-O-O. Amen. Bring her back. MAGA Maha. Add Uncle Ben to the list. Absolutely. Let's vote. Who wants Aunt Jemima back? Absolutely. Bring her back. Agree. I totally agree with Aunt Jemima being back on the bottle. Bring her back. Hashtag bring back Aunt Jemima. Aunt Jemima is the antithesis of the identity politics they were pushing. She was an African American who was hard. I can't even finish reading what they said out after that part. This is funny. This is hilarious, y'all. This is funny to me. I can't wait for when I drop the link because I want to see what y'all got to say. I can't wait to see what y'all got to say about this. Actually read she was very proud to have her picture on the bottle. You read that somewhere, huh? How would you know? Aunt Jemima, again, was not a real person, so how would she have been happy about that? Someone says, I smell a new executive order. Aunt Jemima image must be clearly visible on all pancake syrup brands. I will as soon as she's back on the label. I'll buy Uncle Ben's again. I'll also buy Land O'Lakes butter again. So keep in mind they keep bringing up Uncle Ben, which of course that's the mascot is a black man, and the Land O'Lakes, the mascot for that is a Native American woman. Shout out to DSB for the super sticker. I appreciate it. Give Aunt Jemima her job back. Yes, she was a social media influencer a few generations before anyone knew what that was. I want my Aunt Jemima back. Bring Aunt Jemima back. This is the way. Bring back Aunt Jemima. Hashtag Black History Month. I haven't purchased since. I went to Pure Michigan Maple instead. Buy from a local farmer. Bring back Aunt Jemima. Yes, exactly. Bring back Aunt Jemima. I remember asking Mom what happened to Aunt Jemima's picture. I highly doubt that, but okay. Amen. This is a wonderful success story stolen from a woman who her worked hard to get her fame. Bring her back. Bring her back. Me too. Bring her back. Make pancakes and syrup great again. And ladies and gentlemen, I think that might have been the last one, but let me scroll through again just to make sure I didn't miss anything. I just want to make sure that I didn't forget anything. I mean, my God. Like I said, all you can do is just laugh at this foolishness. And these are the people that got the nerve on Twitter to come into our comment sections and try to troll. Shout out to DSB again for the $2 super chat. He said, I ain't surprised you two let me send. Maybe, I don't know, maybe it was a glitch the last time that you was trying to, I don't know. But the point of the matter is it works now. Oh, here you got, now they asking for Trump to bring her back. You know what? Let me go ahead and just drop the link, y'all. I can't wait to hear what y'all got to say about this. There's the link in the chat. Like I said, don't get mad. Just laugh at the foolishness. I know I did. Let me get my timer first of all. All right, of course. Walla, what's going on?
How you doing, Tori? How you doing, everybody in the chat? These fools ain't got nothing else to do all day but argue about some goddamn syrup. Seriously, this is what we doing nowadays. Oh, with some damn syrup and somebody be on a box of rice. You don't like black people, yet you want to see a black person. You know what? Like me, Niecy always say, common sense ain't common. I'm just gonna let my plane there because I ain't gonna get a headache from these people today.
I think that's the quickest Wallow came up to speak and drop down, but I appreciate it. Straight into the point. That's what I like. All right, next up we got Jonathan. What's going on?
What's going on, man? Oh my God, man, that was so embarrassing. I think I done lost my appetite for pancakes and syrup now because, bro, time after time I'm hearing bring Aunt Jemima back. Oh, I miss her, and then they say she exists. We are that much of a mascot to her. Like the woman did not exist. And then you say Nancy Green cosplayed her as she was an actor. She was not an actor. She was a real life slave serving you folks because y'all couldn't cook worth a crock of shit. Y'all don't season y'all food. Y'all don't put the right stuff in y'all pancakes. Terrence, hell, you convinced Terrence K. Williams to put beef thing in his pancakes. That was embarrassing. So yes, their stupidity, they cannot be this dumb and lie like this at the same time. They gonna have to pick a struggle because this sounds like some this sounds like some straight nonsense and just embarrassment. So I'm gonna let my plane right there so I won't hear this buzzer, but they really this dumb, man.
All right. Appreciate you coming up.
Oh, see it, man.
Before I bring up the next person, I want y'all to see something right quick. Hold on, y'all. Did y'all see what I saw right there in the thumbnail that I created? Like if y'all saw it to the right, I mean not to the right, to the left, where the person was saying, I can't believe Black Americans allowed this to happen. Excuse me. So you're gonna try to put that on us of the reason why they swapped out the label and the name? Let me put it back up, y'all. Let me put it back up. You saw it where they were saying, I can't believe Black Americans allowed that to happen and how it was so disrespectful to them. Excuse me? That was actually the post I was looking for, but I couldn't find it when I was scrolling through. But I found it and put it on the thumbnail. But that person actually said that. I just wanted to show y'all that. All right, next up we got y'all know what time it is. Sweeping up to the stage, Hurricane Niecy. What's going on?
Good evening, Tori and family in the chat. I was cool till you showed me that damn tweet. Now I'm going in. This is my response to all retarded, brain dead PC folks. Fuck your pancakes, your mama, your daddy, brothers and sisters. Black folks are not here for your entertainment. Learn to cook, learn some seasoning, or fart, clear your brains out. Oh, I forgot. You all ain't got no brains. And I land there.
Appreciate you coming up. And before I bring up the next person, I don't know if y'all heard recently about what happened with Keith Lee. Well, Keith Lee, he went over to the UK and, he was going over, I guess, now he's expanding, he's trying international food. So he went over to the UK and, he goes places where people recommend it. And he went to a place and he basically said that the food over there really wasn't that good. The people over there immediately got on TikTok and called themselves trying to call him out about his taste buds ain't working or his palate ain't good. Listen, I've heard for years that the food, the quote unquote authentic food in the UK is not that good unless it's made by someone who's quote unquote ethnic, like someone who may be African or Jamaican or anyone that's not your typical Brit, so to speak. And y'all know what I mean when I say that. And they got up there and they tried to say that he was wrong for that and everything like that. And man, people clapped back at them for saying that. And they got upset when he said that because they had told him to try. It was like was it beans on toast or something like that? Let me just tell you, that did not look appetizing at all. And what a combination that is. I mean, maybe that's something that's over there, but for me, I would prefer to not have my beans on my toast. I wouldn't even have beans with toast. He just didn't care for the food. That's what he just said. It wasn't good. He just said it was bland. And the thing is, some people who are from over there would agree with him. I don't know if y'all have seen. I'm not sure if y'all are aware, but a lot of people who are from overseas who look at and I've seen this, who do reaction videos, especially those who live over in the UK or any place in Europe, they'll do reaction videos to food that's American based or mainly based here in the US. Like the best food to get in this state, or the best restaurant in this state, or the best fast food, or the best burger, or get barbecue and all of that. A lot of them look at that food and they become so enamored with it, and they'll sit on there and talk crap about their food and how it is nothing like how they see on there. And what they'll do is they'll build their money up, or they might have some money stashed away already. They will take a trip from their homeland over here for maybe about a month or two at a time, just to go on food tours to experience the food that they saw on their screen. And every time I see them go to these places, they say how better the food is here than it is over there. Talking about flavor, seasoning, the way that it's prepared, all of that. I've seen it multiple times. It's a reason for that. But now that I got that off of my chest, let me bring up the next person. AW1, what's going on?
Yeah, what's up, Torian, chat? Man, y'all on point today. And all I gotta say about these people are freaking morons. It's like, did they not know that she wasn't real? Yeah,
A simple Google search, y'all. A simple Google search.
right. They talk about do your research, and that's why I say two wings of the same bird. It's like they're no different from each other. But these people are freaking morons. Oh, but one question, Tori. Did you hear about that story in Shreveport about that brother that defended himself? His name was Trevor, I believe.
Yeah, yes, Trevor Moses. I did hear about it. And I actually have a video that I recorded the video, I think, yesterday. Yeah,
and he's
I heard
in prison.
about it. And that goes back to what I've been saying, where it's like written in invisible ink somewhere, where black people, especially black men, aren't allowed to defend themselves. But I'm gonna talk about that at a later date. Because like I said, I already
Definitely. Well, all right, I'll say this then. Yeah. I mean, these people are just losers. Like, you're really not upset over some pancake? No, they just want us to shut up and drip. I'm sorry, go ahead, man.
And then got the nerve to call us victims.
Exactly. Look at what they're complaining about. We want equal. We just want to be left alone and other stuff. And they call it woke. And they just want the minstrel shows to keep going. But all right, man, I'm gonna drop down. Take care, Tori.
Right. Or divisive. Man, the mental gymnastics that they think they be playing. I keep telling y'all, some of my best content comes off of Twitter. That's why I'm still on there. Because then we could just sit back and laugh at this foolishness. Because I know a lot of people in here probably aren't on Twitter. So y'all can actually get a glimpse of the stuff that we be talking about that we see on there on a consistent basis. And trust me, this is not even scratching the surface. I got some more stuff for y'all to see. But next up, we got Cosmo. What's going on?
Hey, what's going on, man? Please, somebody tell me that some of these accounts are bots. Please, are they?
Some of them have to be, because when I was looking at them before I started, I was looking at like the following count or something like that. But some of them are actual, like, real accounts. Like, yeah.
Yeah, I think nature around me just died. Oh man, come on now. You don't think about it, formulate it in your head before you tweet it out and realize, wow, I'm looking at them as just mascots. I'm looking at Native Americans as just mascots. I feel a certain way because they're not on the box no more. Why? It can't be part of my childhood. Somebody said that to me in regards to the airplane airline or airport being renamed because they took John Wayne's name off of it. I'm like, do you know how John Wayne was in real life?
Mm-hmm.
Like, or you right, they don't Google. They use their mobile phones to come on here and talk ish about us and dumb stuff, but they don't use it to really learn anything. And that right there is why dumb shit like this keeps being said all the time. And they can fucking fornicate themselves with a stick, all I care. Pause. But damn, I can't take this no more. Nobody can be this damn stupid and be not held accountable for it. And that's the way I'm gonna land my plane at.
All right. Appreciate you coming up. And before I bring up the next person, going back to the food thing, and I didn't pick this up until I saw it on. Where did I see it at? It might have been under the video that I was watching where people was talking about Keith Lee and him having a bad palate or whatever. They said notice, and I want y'all to let me know in the chat if y'all ever noticed this, because I never picked this up. Have you noticed that in America, and we're just going to talk about the U.S., that there is food spots for just about every ethnic group in America besides the UK? When is the last time you've ever seen a UK-based restaurant in the States? You've seen Italian restaurants, African restaurants, but they'll probably be broken down by their, by their region. You've seen Jamaican restaurants. You've got, of course, Chinese spots, Indian spots. Of course, you got your soul food spots and all of that. But when's the last time you've seen a UK-based restaurant in the States? And I said, wow, that was a light bulb moment for me, because I said I never put that together, because I've never seen it. All right, next coming to the stage, Joseph, what's going on?
Salute, Torian. Salute to the chat room. I'm just coming home from work and I'm just catching on to what's going on, but it just goes to shows how bored the usual suspects are. And if they don't know it by now, let me just remind you, food is the ultimate icebreaker.
Mm-hmm.
If you really want to make peace with people, make the food look appealing, make sure it tastes good, and have a good conversation about just the whole process of putting it together. That's what foundational Black Americans are known for. And I'm so glad you brought up that in the US, we have a restaurant for every place except the UK. Unless they decide to open a cannibal spot, then maybe, I don't want, dang, too late. I probably spoke that and they might just open one at a rave. Sorry. But yeah, it's like, we're in the last week of Black History Month and they just need something else to be mad at. But all I got to say is stay mad. We're going to continue to do us and do what foundational Black Americans do what we do best. Press on. I'll land there.
Appreciate you coming up. Yeah. But when I saw that, I said, that's very interesting, because I never thought that. And KG said that he said Vegas and Atlanta, he said, but they're more like a fusion type of spot. They're not authentic. Yeah, I'm not talking about a fusion spot. I'm talking about authentic. Like, you will go there and whatever they have on their menu is what they will serve over there. And then you only named like 2 spots, but see, that's 2 spots versus how many Italian restaurants there are, Chinese spots, Indian spots, African spots, soul food spots. It's so many of them. As a matter of fact, going back to those videos I was talking about, people that come over and do those food tours, all those spots that they talk about when they talk about states, none of them are UK based as far as serving food that is authentically based out of the UK. A lot of them are based basically here. And if they do have a little bit of history behind it, none of it is coming out of the UK. So they got mad with Keith Lee about that. But I'm sure Keith Lee, he's used to it by now, because the same thing happened when he went to Atlanta. But then people had to check him, and it's only because they what did they say about a hit dog hollering? 7 said Emma Tea Spot, Baltimore is a Britain restaurant and it's nasty, but the tea is good. See, the thing is, there you go. You don't go there for the food. You went there for the tea, and the tea was good. And I'm glad you brought that up about Stolen 7. You steal all the world's spices, but you don't capitalize on none of it. Meaning, well, don't use none of it. And again, shout out to KG for those numbers being ran up on his Joy Reid video. Hurricane Nisi said that his Joyless Reid video is at 66K and over 8K likes in about under 24 hours. I predict that it will be at 100K, probably, maybe, hopefully, maybe around this time tomorrow, with the way these numbers are running up. And if they are, just know dinner's on KG. Remember, he's the chef in the chat. Just dinner is on KG. He is the chef in the chat. You know, Jay, you said make syrup great again. I actually have some authentic, some maple syrup. And for those out there who think that maple syrup and like Aunt Jemima or any type of syrup is the same flavor, trust me, it is not. It's even a different consistency. Seven said Baltimore wasn't mad. He gave good reviews, but he went to the wrong spot. Yeah, it's all, and also it's about recommendations. Sometimes you can get recommended to the wrong spot, and then when that happens, then you know they make it seem like it's an indictment on the old place. No, it's just an indictment on that spot. KG said he's cooking right now. Beef stir fry and yellow rice. That sounds good. And sauteed spinach, zucchini. That sounds divine. I had to use a extracurricular word that sounds divine. Jennifer said, nope, that Delta molasses hits different. I don't think I've had that. But then again, I've not used or had anything like a lot of anything that had to use molasses anyway. So there's that. Brother Man said, I made some lamb stew a couple days ago. That sounds good. William said, Brer Rabbit syrup is the best. I don't think I heard of that. I heard of Brer Rabbit because, you know, it's a story, but I never heard of it as a syrup. But yeah, I got that. I want to say the maple syrup I have is Log Cabin, but I'm not sure. The label looks like Log Cabin. That's probably what it is. Antithesis says, I was stationed in the UK and the food was horrible. Listen, I've heard from so many people that said that the food that the UK, okay, I'll put it like this, Antithesis. You had authentic UK food. You said that was horrible, but something tells me that you probably got the ethnic UK food and it tasted better. And no, emphasis on ethnic. Don P says, I went to a place in San Mateo, but it wasn't the same after some type of food distribution issue. It was good. It says, bangers and mash, messy peas, fish, and chips. And we got another confirmation. Seven said her brother went to the UK and said the food is definitely nasty. So, I mean, that's just what it is. And I've heard people who went to the UK say the same exact thing. They would have to go to the more ethnic spots to get good food. They were not going to the authentic spots because that food just was not good. You said he ate Indian food? Well, I guess not everyone's food was going to hit, I suppose. Antithesis says the stuff was horrible and bland. Well, okay, well, I got another question for those who went to the UK. What was their fast food like? Because I know they got a McDonald's. Every place got a McDonald's. How? Because I know that food might be a little bit different. How was the McDeath, as I like to call it, or their Burger King or their KFC, because I know they got those over there. I think they got a Popeyes too. How was that? Miss Lisa said she grew up eating Carol syrup. Oh, I forgot, KG. They do love Subway. I forgot they do love Subway over there. If Subway was to ever go out of business in the States, it wouldn't really completely go out of business. We just put them all in the UK. Aquarius said Waffle House looked more appetizing than that crap they fed Keith Lee. Hey, listen, don't sleep on Waffle House. Just don't go after certain times. Just don't go during like the wee hours of the morning. Just make sure you go to Waffle House during the daytime. And when I say the daytime, I'm talking about early in the daytime when people are still sleeping. RD said the KFC was okay. Okay. MP7 said, have y'all tried Vegemite? No, I can't say that I have. Yeah, like I said, don't sleep on Waffle House. Why do I have a feeling I know who this is, but I don't want to be wrong? What's going on?
Good evening, brother. Good evening.
What's going on?
I just want to come up here and say, make syrup great again. We need Auntie Mama back. Make her great again.
Wow. Was that it? Or you just
That's all, man.
Okay.
All
right. That was Jada Informant. I'm sitting here thinking that I was like, oh Lord, here come KG ready to troll again. And that was a good one until I heard him speak. I said, wait a minute, that don't sound like KG. But shout out to JD Informant. And wait a minute, did you just make that picture? Use the AI to make? I'm telling you, that AI is something else. 7 said Waffle House on y'all way to Delaware, exit 80. Thank me later. Hey, 7 is plugging y'all in because Waffle House is a Southern staple. For us, for the longest, Waffle House did not come past Richmond, Virginia. And I don't know about y'all, but I don't want Waffle House that bad that I'm driving from here to Richmond to go get it. It just ain't happening. But I remember, I'll take it a step further. When I was in college, I kid you not, when I was in college, New York did not have a Chick-fil-A. Now, mind you, I went to college in the South. I went to college in South Carolina. So Chick-fil-A was heavy down there. And a lot of people who I went to school with who was from the tri-state area, like New Jersey, New York, and all that, when they came down to school with us down there, they never had Chick-fil-A before. That was the first time having it, and they couldn't get enough of it. And I don't know what happened, but I think a lot of the New Yorkers made some noise to whoever was in the administration at the time and said, look, we need to get a Chick-fil-A here. And I will never forget when they opened up the first Chick-fil-A in New York, it made headline news. People was outside lined around the block wanting to get Chick-fil-A. So that means people knew about that Chick-fil-A. It's just that they had to go south to get it. But when they opened that one up in New York, I'll never forget it. And those who from New York remember it because it made the news. I heard about it all the way down here in Maryland. KG said 2018 is when New York got their first Chick-fil-A. Now, mind you, I went to college from 2007 to 2011. So you're talking about an additional 7 years before they actually got one. And they literally was lit about that Chick-fil-A. I said, I hope they know Chick-fil-A is closed on Sunday. But I think the people were well aware of that, though. 7 said we had White Castle. Now I can do without White Castle. The last time I went to White Castle, let's just say, and this was years ago. I think I probably was still in elementary school. Last time I had White Castle, I didn't make it to school the next day because that thing cleaned me out. That White Castle, I said you might be able to eat a lot of burgers with that thing, but that thing was like a laxative for me. I never had White Castle since then, and I'm not in a rush to go back. Dimple face called White Castle Black Dungeon. Y'all crazy in this chat. But yeah, I can't do White Castle. I just can't. And the thing is, that wasn't even the first time that happened because I remember I had it before. when I was up there visiting family, and we was in Jersey. We stayed on the Jersey side of the because the Giant Stadium was the divider between New Jersey and New York. So we stayed on the Jersey side of the stadium. Like, we could literally look out the hotel and see the Giant Stadium. And it was a White Castle right there. And man, when I tell you, the next day, I could barely leave the hotel room because that White Castle turned my stomach up. I cannot do White Castle. Now, I did go when I went to Texas a couple years ago. I went to Dallas. That's when I went to the expo, but I saw some family. I had went to Whataburger for the first time. It was okay, but I just wanted to try it because it was something different. Of course, when I went to the West Coast in LA, I went to In-N-Out, but I said the West Coast got a lot of food trucks, a lot of taco, burrito, because there's a lot of Mexicans out there, and it's a lot of them. And I did go to El Pollo Loco, which is a staple out there, and I got something called a Jamaica. Now, for those of y'all who don't know what a Jamaica is, it's basically a Mexican Kool-Aid, and it's very sweet. And that's why when you get it, you got to make sure you dilute it with some water, because if not, it's going to be tasting like you drinking cough syrup. So if you ever get something called a Jamaica, it's spelled like Jamaica, but the J is silent. Make sure when you get it, you dilute that thing with some water, because otherwise you're going to make it, it's going to almost feel like your teeth about to fall out your mouth. So make just a little tip, for my people out there. Cat Yellow Ranger says, I like Bojangles. Bojangles is like that spot I would go to if it was a last resort. Yeah, like people saying in the chat, Bojangles is one of those places to go if you have if it's a last resort. Like, if it's nothing else around that's open, then you go to Bojangles. So Bojangles would never have been, as far as fast food goes, would not be my immediate go-to. I'm not going to get up and say, you know what? Hey, I got a taste for Bojangles. That was never me. But I will say, though, those Bowberry biscuits are what is keeping Bojangles in business. I'm going to just be honest with you. Y'all know how Red Lobster got the Cheddar Bay? The Bowberry biscuit is what's keeping Bojangles in business. Yes, 7. I'm glad you said that. When I went to LA, I went to Roscoe's. I went to Roscoe's and let me just be honest with y'all. If y'all ever go to Roscoe's, y'all gotta go to the original Roscoe's. You gotta go to the one in the hood, because I'm telling you, the hood spots always make their food great. When you start going out to the suburbs, and there's no slight against them, but it is what it is, the flavor is a little bit different, and you'll know the difference. So if you ever go to LA and you go to Roscoe's, go to the original Roscoe's, because that is the one where it thrives. That's the one that thrives. 7 says she never had Church's chicken. Church's was definitely a Southern thing, because it was a Church's right across the street from the campus I stayed on, from the dorm I stayed in, and I would go there just on a late night. If it was nothing open, I would go right to Church's, because they always stay open late. So I would just go there, and as a matter of fact, that was the last time I had Church's, was when I was an undergrad. But I remember when I was in college, we were surrounded by a whole bunch of food spots. We had the Church's chicken right there. Then we had a Chinese spot down the street. Then there was a Chinese spot across the street. And on the other side of the campus was a spot called College Corner that served a variety of food, like burgers, fries, chicken sandwiches, hot dogs, and whatnot. And across the street from that was a Subway. So we were surrounded by a lot of food spots when I was in college. Now, that College Corner spot is no longer there. That Chinese spot is no longer there either, because I remember last time I went there for homecoming, I didn't see it. It's not there. They just expanded it for the college that was across the street. The Church's is not there anymore either. So It was greasy, Jonathan. And the way I know that is because you could actually see them making the chicken right there. And it's like the grease would literally be just drip. It's like, can y'all at least let the chicken drench off the grease drench off the chicken before you put it in the box? Yeah, it used to. Yeah, Church's chicken used to be mad greasy. That's nasty, Cosmo. But I mean, it is what it is. That's disgusting. 17th, that's what I would like to do. One day I would like to go to New Orleans just to try the cuisine because I always heard New Orleans has some very, very good food. And I always wanted to have try some authentic gumbo. I always like to go to certain places where the staple of the food is there. Like for me, if I wanted gumbo, I want to go to New Orleans and get the gumbo from there. And that crawfish etouffee. And the beignets. Wallow J says, "Isn't Royal Farms a staple in Maryland?" Yeah, Royal Farms is a staple. As a matter of fact, it's a Royal Farms not too far from me. They built it like maybe 2 years ago. But Royal Farms has an arena in Baltimore. Now that's where you'll find a lot of Royal. It's so many Royal Farms in Baltimore. It's so many of them. Just like Wawa. Listen, don't sleep on no Wawa. Speaking of that, let's talk about it. What's the best gas station spot to get some food? Let's say you got Wawa, you got Sheets. I'm so mad they don't have a Sheets near me because them Sheets sandwiches are so good. Royal Farms is another one. Eddie, I've heard of Portillo's in Chicago. I said if I ever make it there, I definitely want to go there. You said Sunoco. Shoot, it's been a long time since I heard of a Sunoco. Quick check. Oh, Manson Musa said it's CFG Bank Arena. Oh, they changed it. Okay. 7-Eleven. He said AM PM. Bucky's. Oh, yeah, I've heard of Bucky's. I'm seeing a lot of Bucky's in this chat, but we don't have a Bucky's near us though. But I've heard of it. QT, yep. It's another one. It's a gas station that's about 10 minutes away from me called Dash that has some good food. It's called Dash. Vision said the first time I went to Wawa, it changed my life. Listen, Wawa is like one of those places that needs to stay open forever. And I don't think it'll ever be one of the things that'll ever close down because it's connected to a gas station and you need gas. So I got another question since we're talking about food. I know most of you in here have a Costco membership. Have any of you ever eaten any of the food from the Costco little spot that's right in the front of the store before you walk out of the store? Has anybody had the food from Costco? I can be honest with you, I've never had it, but I'm not opposed to getting it. But I would have to be hungry in that moment to get it. If I'm not going to get it. KG said the pizza slide. I'm not even gonna lie, that pizza do be looking fire. That pizza do be looking kind of fire. I'm not even gonna lie. Wow, Miss Nisa, you said they don't have a Costco in West Virginia. I'm shocked because Costco seems like that spot that's everywhere. Sybil said the hot dogs and the pizza. Wallace said he doesn't have a membership. That's 7. That's why when you go to Costco, you got to go there as soon as they open. Like the minute, like before they lift up that gate, that's when you got to be there. And Costco on the weekend is the worst time to go, especially on a Saturday, because it's so packed because people are off, and that's when they get their biggest crowds. You got to go to Wawa on a weekday when people are at work and you're off, and when they open, because for some odd reason, Costco's parking lot fills up very, very, very fast. It's like you see it, it's empty, but then you blink and it's like where all these cars come from. Oh, Cosmo, you said yeah, BJ's. Well, I mean, BJ's is like on the same line of a Costco, but I think Costco's more like the bigger is the more popular chain. William said I get their roast beef sandwich. Okay, so I think the consensus in the chat is that the pizza from Costco is good. And it does look good. I'm not even gonna lie. Whenever I walk past it, a piece of me wants to get a slice. I might actually do that the next time I go. Yeah, like Jonathan, according to everybody in the chat, Costco's pizzas are really good. So I'm gonna have to try that the next time I go. And I'm like I said, whenever I go there, I always look at the little food stand, and I always see the pizza, and it actually looks really good. William said Costco is great for buying liquor. Of course, it's great for buying liquor. You're buying things in bulk. A place you can buy in bulk is a good place to go shop. 7 said BJ's is like Sam's Club. Sam's Club, BJ's, and Costco's are kind of like on the same line because they're a warehouse, so you can buy stuff in bulk every time you go there. Like I have a Costco membership. I've had my Costco membership for maybe about 3 years now, maybe 3 or 4 years. Oh yeah, listen, KG, that's where I get my eggs from is BJ's because you can get it in bulk. Like Costco has become like the place I tend to get a lot of my food. And because I have to meal prep, I usually would typically go there because my food goes very fast. Like I get my chicken from there, I get my spinach from there, the eggs from there, any type of drinks like water, all of that from Costco. Now, luckily for me, the Costco that is near me is actually across the street, or should I say next door to a Target. And whatever I can't find in that Costco, I just go right across the street to that Target and they have it in there. KG says their produce section sucks. Now, I will say this about Costco and timing. If you go to Costco early, the people with the food samples, they're not set up yet. However, if you go to Costco, like say in the afternoon, you might run into some long lines, but at least the food samples trays are set up. And I'm gonna be honest with you, and I have no shame in saying this. I've gone to Costco where I have gone and hit every food sample tray in the store before leaving up out of there. It almost felt like I had a little mini meal. I don't know if any of you have done that, but I have. I would hit every last one of those sample spots in the store because most of them are typically on the side where the food, like the frozen food, is at. That's typically where you would find them. You might find them some other places, but you're really going to find them over there. See, Sybil, we are in the same tribe. We have found each other's tribes. Exactly, man. Samusa, all this shopping you doing and all this looking, you burning calories and you got to keep your energy up, especially when you're walking around a big store like Costco. Marie said that's our afternoon shopping snack routine. John says this is the worst time to make me hungry because I'm at work. Yeah, we ain't got no shame over here. We be hitting up them sample trays. 7 said your sister does the same. She annoys me. You should be doing it with her. Just get that toothpick, get that sample, and keep it moving. And one thing I do like though, and I've noticed this, is they don't skip on the sample sizes. Sometimes, some places you would go, they be so tiny, it's almost like eating a crumb. They be giving you some good sized portions for that to call it a sample. KG said, if Costco ever sold blue crabs, Merlin would be fighting the employees. You know what? I think they do sell crabs. But see, I never had to buy seafood from them. But I think they do sell them. But I don't know if it's blue crabs, though. I'm not even gonna lie, man, Samusa. I'd be sometimes if the sample is good, I'd be tempted to want to snatch that whole tray up. Yeah, the Dungeness. Yeah, thank you, Tariq. The Dungeness crabs. I knew they sold some because I'm like, I know I remember seeing them in the store. Right, Sybil, the samples are nice and warm, straight out of that little microwave oven that they be having sitting there. William said they sell crabs, fish, lobster in bulk, of course, definitely in bulk. Code Red, you late, but yeah, that was the initial topic. We right now we just talking about Costco. Seven said here in Maryland they sell the blue lump crab meat. Kid Gravity said beef prices there are insane. 114 for 5 New York strips. That's crazy. But then that's the state of finances that we're in nowadays. Man, someone said we went from Serve to Costco. Right. Exactly. So, well, that's expensive. Joseph said crab cakes from Baltimore International. Listen, if you ever, and this is for my people that live outside of the state of Maryland and never been to Baltimore before, if you ever get a chance to go to Maryland, make sure you definitely go to Baltimore and get yourself some authentic crab cakes, crab legs. They got the blue crab, you got your Dungeness crab, you got your king crab, you got your Alaskan king crab. It's a reason why they call Maryland the crab state. Pause on the crab part. Because that's what they're known for. All the imports of your crabs comes through the Baltimore ports. Just the FYI. Most of your crab imports come through there. So make sure if you ever get a chance, go there and get it. Yeah, crab cakes are phenomenal. Oh my God. Talking about it makes me want to have some right now. Get yourself some Old Bay seasoning. You got to have the Old Bay. I don't mess with tartar sauce. I typically use the other one. What's that other one called? Someone in the chat gonna let me know. Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue too. And the thing is, I can see it and I can taste it, but I can't think of the name of it. And it's a red sauce too. I'm not talking about mumbo sauce, although that is a staple here. But no, I'm not talking about that. Not ranch. What is it? Not horseradish. Cocktail sauce. Thank you. I knew KG was going to be the one to get it right. You know, he the chef. Cocktail sauce. That's what the one I was talking about. I prefer to have cocktail sauce with my crab cakes. I don't like tartar. I've never been a fan of tartar sauce. I never liked tartar sauce. I tried it once, didn't like it. But cocktail sauce is very, very good. And yes, spicy cocktail sauce is even better. Brother man said, I just prefer butter. Hey, I mean, that if you're basic, I'm just playing. But yeah, some people just like to have, just plain butter with their lobster. Now, for me, I would like a butter sauce with my lobster, especially if I'm having a boil. Now, speaking of, while we're talking about it, for those out there who have had seafood boils before in the past, what do you have in your boils? Like, what do you have in your bag? For me, it's crab legs, shrimp, sausages, eggs, corn, potatoes. I'm trying to think, is there anything else? I think that's about it. Oh, lobster. Drench that on with that Cajun butter sauce. William said, have you ever added wasabi? No, I haven't. Listen, keep that wasabi away from me. I remember one time I had some sushi, some tuna rolls before, and that thing, I tasted a little bit of it on the tuna roll, and my nostrils flared up and opened up so wide. No, keep the wasabi away from me. Ms. Nisi said red potatoes, corn, shrimp, crab, lobster. KG said whole shrimp, corn, potatoes, sometimes clams, medium heat, lemon, pepper, butter. Sada said crabs, I don't eat shrimp unless it's North Carolina shrimp. Ms. Nisi said no egg on her seafood. Man, what's going on? We went from breakfast to dinner. Like, listen, we just covering all the food groups right now. I can't have a lot of soy sauce, Sybil. I can't have it. I can't have a lot of soy sauce. For me, it would just have to be a dash, just a dash. You know what actually surprised me with how good it was? The first time I ever heard it and had it, and the first time I ever had it when I was in college was mussels. And I think it's probably because the person made them right. They made them, well, I'm saying made them right like I had them before then, but they had made mussels, and those mussels were so good. The outside of the shell was seasoned. And then when you pop that thing open, I'm not, well, you know what? I don't want to say that I'm opposed to sushi, Ms. Nisi, because I never tried it. I never tried sushi before, but you know what? I said I've had raw tuna rolls before, and that's basically, you know, a wrap just like sushi. So I keep saying to myself, what's the, like, it can't be that bad. But I'm not opposed to trying it, though. Yeah, wasabi has to be one of the most intense spices in the world. Like, I thought sriracha was hot. I said that's tame compared to wasabi. And the thing is, let me put it this way. Whenever I got tuna rolls, they always put the ginger on there and they always put the wasabi. I would be like, please, I would be hoping that they don't put the wasabi so close to the roll, because then it's like I gotta kind of, I would literally take a napkin and wipe that wasabi off of it. I don't care how little it was. I would wipe the wasabi off of there and make sure that I didn't consume it, because wasabi is so intensely spicy. Okay, KJ, I just dropped the link for you. You said, what about whiting? Or with nope, can't mess with it. I thought you were about to say whiting. I was like, whiting is good, but no to the chitlins. No to those. Keep those away from me. KG, I dropped the link for you. Keep that far away from me. Yeah, whiting is a good fit. You know what else is good? Catfish is good too. Don't sleep on that catfish. Catfish is actually pretty good. Oh Lord, what's going on?
Just because I'm spicy, you don't like me?
You crazy,
my man. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good.
Don't you just love the fact that we're sitting here watching them crash out over something that has high fructose corn syrup, but they talking about maha?
Good point. I didn't pick that up. Good point.
What have we told you about the American races? They'll say something within 10 seconds on themselves.
And some of them actually wrote maha in the tweets. That's the crazy part about it. And none of them, and you're right, none of them actually said anything about lowering the high fructose corn syrup, even though it was, I don't know if we probably heard about it, what RFK just recently did or said he was going to do, remove the high fructose corn syrup out of baby formula.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and what are you going to replace it with? Sugar? Because we all know sugar is really refined.
Mm-hmm. And that's the thing. A lot of people got excited about that, but didn't ask that question. Like, you got to continue to ask, well, okay, you're taking that out, so you're just going to take that out and just put that on the market. Then the babies are probably going to reject it because they took that out. So what are you going to replace it with as a healthy alternative?
There is a word, but I respect your platform. I'm not going to say it.
Okay.
But last thing. PC, let me holler at you real fast. And I think Brother Torian will echo my sentiments. Where's all this winning that we're supposed to be seeing? Because now they're giving me the excuse of it's only been a month.
I
thought we were supposed to win day one.
If they say so. I mean, like I said, they live in a whole nother reality than we do. They in an alternate timeline.
I guess. But Torian, when are you going to do a video eating some authentic jerk chicken?
I haven't had jerk chicken in a while, in a long while at that.
Yeah, y'all got that? Ain't that there's the jerk pit? I know it's somewhere down there in Maryland. I think it's like 45 minutes away though. I know you ain't gonna go all the way over there for that.
No, I would have to have another reason to go over there besides just that.
Cool. And the last thing, why y'all be crushing up crab shells in y'all crab cakes before you fry them?
Say it again.
Why do y'all crush up crab shells in your crab cakes before you deep fry them?
I don't know. I just eat it. I don't make it.
I thought that was supposed to be. I thought that recipe was supposed to be your bassinet if you lived in Maryland. I know they put Old Bay in y'all's formula. I know this.
Oh my God,
my man. But anyway, I know you about to hit me on that buzzer, so I'm leaving.
All right. Shout out to KG, aka Wasabi Reloaded today. I wonder what's going to be tomorrow. Yeah, but excuse me. Talk about some crab shells. And I'm like, huh? Yeah, if you want to mesh your insides up, go right on ahead. Be my guest. But anyway, y'all, I'm going to go ahead now and shut the stream down. This was a good little post discussion after having to run through and ransack through the foolishness of those on Twitter who are a few brain cells short of a raisin. But shout out to Wallow J, John Guillory for being continued members of the channel. Shout out to John, Mike Mellis, John, DSB for contributing to the super chat. Shout out to the members. Shout out to the people over there on Patreon and just everybody in general here on the channel. We will be back here tomorrow. I have a 10 a.m. video. Make sure y'all check that out. No live tomorrow. The next live will be on Wednesday. So with that being said, everybody, y'all have a good night. Be safe. Stay warm. And above all else, be one.